I hope this finds you well. I am so excited about 2024 and all that it has in store for Woman Evolve. If you have not heard the news yet, when I was praying to God about what the theme would be for 2024, God just gave me the word surrender. Much like we had with Hope last year, we're going to go on a journey of really unpacking what it means to surrender. What are we laying down? Why are we laying it down? And who do we become on the other side of it? For the month of February, we could not think of any better way to talk about surrender than to talk about it in the context of becoming love. We know that God is love and that perfect love casts out fear. And so when we talk about surrender in the context of love, we often have to consider what fears, what lifestyle, what changes do we need to make in order to surrender to becoming love. Now, I'm going to transparently tell you that this is probably going to be one of your favorite series, but also let you know that we are giving it to you in a way that is less than how we anticipated. So the day that I was scheduled to be a part of this incredible conversation, I got a phone call that my daughter Mackenzie was being rushed to the emergency room via ambulance because she had a concussion. She fell during volleyball practice, smacked her head, blacked out. Had a concussion. We got MRIs, we got x-rays. She's doing much better now. She was in a neck brace for some time. Extremely painful headaches, but she's on the other side of it. Thank God for healing. But we had already flown in, booked the crew, booked the space in order to facilitate this conversation. So I didn't get to be a part of it. So this is my way of minding their business, even though I wasn't there. I'm going to set up the episode, tell you about why I think this conversation is important, and then you get to hear from some people who I love so much. Let me introduce them to you first. So we have Courtney. Courtney is my bestie for the resty. We have been friends since I was 10 years old. She is 37 years old. She has been an incredible auntie to my children, an amazing friend. She is a boss climbing the corporate ladder. I see her what do they call? I'm not a corporate girly, so don't judge me, but I see her evaluations from her supervisor, and I'm constantly blown away about how she's showing up with empathy, love, kindness, and pushing her team and their goals forward. I asked her to be a part of this conversation, though, is because my girl wants to be outside. Well, she doesn't want to be outside, but she's ready to start perhaps entertaining what it means to be in a relationship. And that is no small feat for her because in order to come to that space, she's had to do a lot of healing work. And in the process of doing that healing work, now her heart is open to what it means to become love first for yourself, through yourself, regardless of the trauma you have experienced in your childhood or in other relationships, so that you can become love for someone else. You're going to love her. She's my girl. Then my little sister, Brianna. Brianna is a part of this conversation. She is a woman whose resiliency I admire. She is a single mother of my 2 god babies. They call me God Mommy, and it lights up my life. And she is figuring out what it means to become love while mothering, while setting a new precedent for her children, and on the other side of a long-term relationship coming to an end, navigating co-parenting and her identity as a single mother who is absolutely gorgeous, brilliant, and ready for what the next stage of her life is going to look like. Dr. Anita Phillips is going to be a part of this conversation. She wasn't able to join us because we had so much change that happened the week that we filmed this, but we share in our history this incredible woman, Pastor Mary Seawright. Pastor Mary Seawright hails from New Jersey. She has been a friend of my family since before I was born, and she comes around so much. She's been so supportive, so loving every time I see her, that about 3 years ago, I was like, let's just make this official and be my godmother. I gave myself my own godmother. For those of you who don't know, my parents had me on accident. It's all right. God's healed me. They planned my sister about 3 to 6 weeks later. No, I think it was a little bit longer. Maybe about 2 months later, my mom got pregnant with me. And so boom, here I am. They didn't have a godparent lined up, but I got to choose my godparent. Pastor Mary Seawright is a spiritual warrior. She is love, the embodiment of love. She is warmth. She is joy. She is kindness. She is a force of nature. And together, these women are going to facilitate a conversation. I sent in questions. I sent in topics. I thought about you. I thought about my own questions. And they're going to facilitate a conversation that centers around surrendering to becoming love. Let's get into it.
Okay. I'm Bree. I am 32, single, 2 kids, 2.5 years out of a very long relationship, 12 years. So finding love with myself again. That's it.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. I love it here.
Yes. So I'm Mary C. Wright, and I'm just excited to be here with you both. And I found love about maybe 48 years ago with
Ooh.
my boo.
I love it. I love
And
it.
we have 2 children, and we have 4 grandchildren, and we do ministry together in New Jersey. So I'm just glad to be here to talk about love because this is near and dear to my heart.
Awesome. I'm Courtney Mason. I am 37 years old. I am single with no children, and I'm with Bree. I'm in the season of just loving on myself, and I really want to experience what the fullness of love is for me.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? We want to just start
Some
talking.
girl talk.
Yes.
Girl talk.
Yes. This is so good. I'm glad that we're together and that we're gonna share some things that's gonna really help others when they get a chance to see it. But most importantly, it's gonna help us.
Yeah.
So I'm here to glean from you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some questions that we want to answer. You ready?
Let's go.
Okay, so
SJR wants to know, has this waiting season brought you any unexpected growth or surprises?
Yeah, a lot of growth, a lot of surprises. I think the biggest surprise would be actually falling back in love with myself because I was out of love with myself for so long, and that's been the biggest surprise for me. And now I know what to expect out of someone else loving me. I'm still learning, searching, finding new things out about myself every single day. So that's been very surprising and unexpected for me. Learning how to love my children better, loving my mother, my friends, loving God
Yes.
better because He was not the center before I found love with myself, and I can't love myself without loving Him.
that is so
I
important.
love that for
and I
you.
love that too.
I love that.
And when you said loving yourself, that is, in order for us to love others, it has to begin
Absolutely.
here within us.
Absolutely.
You know, so it says, love your neighbor as yourself. And so I'm glad to hear that. This is good.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm excited for you too.
Okay.
I'm excited for you.
Okay, we have some more questions we want to do?
Sure.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Get ready.
Okay. Okay, Miss Mary.
Oh, okay.
SJR wants to know about a time when life took a turn and you had to wait and see how it would unfold.
Wow. There have been a lot of turns, ups and downs. But I would say one turn was when our children became adults and our lives were turning. And my life was turning because as a mother, as a nurturer, you know, I'm just always there for everyone else. So I had to really begin to say, what is it that you really want to do? I stepped into a self-discovery place for me. And at first I was scared. But as I was turning, I said, this is not so bad. And so it was challenging, but I'm glad. I think every turn in your life, you know, you have to look at it as if it's something that's going to produce something good that's going to come out of it. And, you know, so that was one out of I'm 66, so there are many more.
You look good.
So I would say that was one. And even for us as a husband and a wife, you know, just really spending that quality time together, we realized that it was not, you know, the house was quiet. And so we, you know, learned how to turn things around in our lives as well. And, you know, and even again, me as an individual, as a person, just really spending time with myself and really stepping into who I was evolving and becoming. And so I think that is one of the turns for me. It was challenging, but I'm glad it happened for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, you
Is it
ready?
my turn?
Okay, it's your turn.
All right.
She's all excited because she's going to ask somebody the questions, right?
Courtney,
Yeah.
SJR wants to know, in your experience in waiting for a partner, how have you navigated being patient yet still putting yourself out there?
Currently working on it. Kind of like what you said earlier, Bree. In the past, I haven't made the best decisions in partners with men. I've learned a lot through therapy about why that took place. So I've spent a fair season of my life really getting to know myself and loving myself. And like you said, Bree, when you really start to love yourself, you won't accept anything less from someone else.
Right. Sprinkle,
And
sprinkle.
so right now, I do feel like I'm ready. And other times I would say that I'm ready. And I don't think that I really was. I wasn't whole. I wasn't healed. I would have been jumping into a relationship just to not be lonely. But now I love being to myself, but I also am accepting and open of a relationship. So it's been hard to navigate. I think the biggest thing that I've had to do is forgive myself for what I put up with in the past and promise to love on myself, and I'm going to exude that energy to someone else and hopefully receive what I'm giving out. So I've been very patient because I've been single for a while.
Okay.
But I will say that I'm open to it, and I won't accept anything less than what I'm giving myself, and I'm still learning how to fully love myself. So it's going to be a continuous journey, but I'm not going to accept anything less than where I'm at right now.
I know that's
Good.
right.
Yes,
know that's
I like that. That's good. And when he comes, you will know.
Mm.
You will know. And you won't be afraid because you know what you're looking for and you know what to receive now. And so this is a good place you're in.
I received that.
Okay. All right.
I see this.
Okay.
I told you that you would fall absolutely in love with these women. It's my prayer that you take this conversation, perhaps your journal, and get out and open your heart before God, that you would take a moment and see how are you prohibiting yourself from becoming love, what past experiences have changed your perspective on becoming love, and not necessarily in the hopes of having a relationship with someone else, but rather how can I foster a better relationship with myself? Can I give you a few questions to think on as you have this moment of discovery? One of the things that we asked in the episode was, how has this waiting season brought you any unexpected growth or surprises? Sometimes we're so committed to being in the waiting season that we don't even see how the waiting season has shaped us, changed us, and transformed us. I want you to take some time and think about, one, Boo, are you in a waiting season? Are you in a waiting season? Have you even tapped into that yet? Are you in a waiting season because you are becoming love, or are you in a waiting season because you are resisting hurt? There is a difference, because when we are in a waiting season because we are becoming love, we are intentionally taking the time that we are waiting and turning that focus inwardly towards building a better relationship with God, to building a better relationship with ourselves and others we are healing. But when we are in a waiting season from a place of hurt, all we think about is how can we protect, how can we isolate, how can we make sure that we never experience a certain hurt again. And so I want you to define, what type of waiting season am I in? And if you are in that waiting season, to take it another step and go, what unexpected surprises, changes, or growth have I experienced as a result of this waiting season? If I was just going from relationship to relationship or distraction to distraction, I would not have discovered that I can be by myself. I would not have discovered that this waiting season has really turned into distraction season because I'm not sitting with myself. No matter where you are on your journey, I hope you remember that this is a judgment-free zone. If you can't be honest with yourself, then you cannot expect that you'll be able to be honest with God, honest with others. And so the more that you're able to say, God, here's my heart, I'm opening it up. How do you want to change me? How do you want to transform me? How do I grow from here so that I can partner with you in the earth? What a privilege it is to partner with God, even in our waiting seasons. He's not just the God of doing. He's not just the God of going and performing. He is the God that doesn't mind sitting with you while you wait. So take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. You're not stuck. You're in a season of development, but it is on you to be intentional about how you allow the Holy Spirit to challenge you into who you are developing into. I hope this helps you. We're going to be back next week with more episodes with some of my favorite people. You don't want to miss it.